How's it going, everyone? It's Liam Catterson here with another episode of Charmed. It's episode number 20 of season 6. After this, we've got episode 21 and then the two-parter before moving on to the penultimate season, Scary Times Indeedy. But I'm looking forward to getting into this episode. And, you know, we've had some major things that happened in the last episode, even though that for a clip show I thought that Cat House was the more dominant version of a clip show. There was still some repercussions that happened in regards to, of course, Barbas's return and the liability of the Charmed Ones, especially when it came to the secrecy of magic. But yeah, Phoebe has been stripped from her active powers temporarily. Like I said, I think that's going to come back, by the time the final episode of this season concludes. There's also like the situation with Daryl. Like I said, I think after the last episode where there is some kind of retainment of memory, whether he, is chalking up to a dream that really feels real, or he, knows it. The Charmed Ones dabbled in magic and all of that in terms of changing events and all of that. There is a side of him that does have might have a bit of a feeling that he might not necessarily want to get involved with the Charmed Ones again after that scary experience, because, we could have lost him. So it will be very interesting to follow, his story and all of that, but also just everything in general, obviously with the whole Gideon situation, with Chris, especially with the little estranged situation, of course, with Leo. So yeah, a lot to look forward to as we come closer towards the end of things. So with that said, let's get into this episode of Charmed. It's episode 20 of season 6. Let's go.
Last sister standing. I don't know how you're doing it.
I've just been taking lots of naps.
Yeah, I've noticed. Part of me just thinks we should...
Which is a sign of
let him
exhaustion?
do his thing, I mean, a demon killing other demons? Is that so bad?
Well, it is when we don't know who.
You can tell. Oh, hello. Oh, there they are. I guess they're the demons.
God. Not quite. Guess again.
Nuns?
Not quite.
I don't think so.
Yeah. Good job saving Phoebe there.
Weapon thingy!
Weapon thingy.
To the light. Come back to me, Mr. Right.
I don't know if we should be doing this. We should not be doing this. I mean, we had this situation before.
Welcome back.
Okay, we should not be doing this.
Yeah, and before that, I was a witch. And before that, I don't remember what the hell I was. And I'm afraid I'm right back to where I started again.
Just because you don't have your active power anymore doesn't mean you're not a witch. You can still write spells, make potions, kick ass.
Exactly.
Wake her. She's exhausted. She was tossing and turning all night last night.
Shh. Quiet. My sisters find out. They'll
Kill you? I know. Don't worry. Okay.
So we now know why she's
It's not in the
exhausted.
book. I checked. Besides, it's not going to get any less complicated after Chris is born.
Speaking of.
You talking about me?
No, your fetus. Did you find something?
Not something, someone. Demonatrix.
Chris, what you do in your spare
Demonatrix,
time-
what the hell?
Belongs to a group for once.
But I still have responsibilities.
Yes, to yourself as well. To your
Oh,
raison
no.
d'etre. Which, if you keep ignoring, you're gonna be useless to your sisters.
You have to put yourself first, etc.
I can do everything you made me do. Remember?
Well then, I don't mind if I do.
At least this is not as painful as,
3 weeks ago,
What?
I came to you. Soon be gone, with no haste. Make this girl age in time as punishment
What the
for her heinous
hell?
crime. Well.
What happens to the ones that really mess up?
Any
Just in security, students, teachers, anyone suspicious?
None that I know of. Why?
Like good in?
Never mind. Just keep an eye out, especially around Piper.
Of course.
Just talk about Gideon 1 second, and then they talk about any suspicious teachers,
No
etc.
reason not to. Which means the demon could be tapping into your mind or
So funny.
pages.
Trying to orb.
You don't orb.
Now's not the time to rub that in.
When have you ever
A little
orbed?
help. Here, please.
When have you ever orbed? I mean, I'm sure you could just orb into his seat, but we're doing a car chase apparently. Okay. I'm not complaining. Oh my god!
Stop him! He's trying to steal it!
Oh no.
Unbelievable.
Oh, you should have orbed the car. Then
I
again, it was a
promise I will have
split-second
the column
decision.
in, but where is he?
Yeah. He's here.
Here.
Oh.
Paige.
Paige, are you okay? What are you doing?
You?
Just, napping?
Yeah, now it's a bit complicated because the lies have come out, and not just that, but this prick Vincent.
There is no way he's a demon. I made him to be good.
Well, maybe you also made one to be bad. I don't know.
No.
How do
Maybe
you
by
explain the
creating
scrying, then?
him,
And the fact that
it
he makes
created a
potions and has your
split.
powers. Talk about your
There has
personal
to be
gain
there has to be
consequences.
good, bad with
Dean,
good.
I'm so tired.
What do you want me to do?
Let's go.
Chris, don't worry, we'll figure it out. I
Oh god.
promise. Daryl.
Don't even ask. This time, it's by the book. Do you understand?
Why?
Why? Because I almost got killed covering for you last time, that's why.
Okay, but we...
Oh, his fears really got the best of him, which you can't blame him for.
We are one and the same. I exist solely to please her.
Yeah.
And I intend on doing exactly that.
How will you get to her?
I won't have to.
See, that's it though. Like, there is that split. Because there has to be a balance. You create someone who's, you know, perfectly good and all of that. No bad flaws, all that shit. But no one is immune to darkness and all of that. And thus creates the clone. So...
What?
Talk!
Nothing.
Talk!
What?
Nothing.
Talk! For fuck's sake!
Thanks for. I can't even go there. I mean, it's not an option, is it? You're still an elder.
Come on.
Hey, I'm not interrupting, am I?
Come on.
Actually, kind of. As a matter of fact, you are.
We had a nice moment.
She doesn't think it's fair for magic to take away so much from you guys without ever giving anything back.
Yeah, but that still doesn't justify...
I know, it doesn't. But she was going crazy. She was overloaded. She didn't
So
want to
many
complain.
eggs in one
She didn't want
basket, to be
you
fair,
have to
but
feel
she was only
guilty
trying to
for having
look
lost
out
your
for
powers.
everyone as well.
Ouch. Doesn't that hurt?
No. I only feel what Paige feels. After all, I'm not real.
I mean, it is pretty sad, and I am liking this kind of
The more I come
Mr.
back,
Right story a lot
the more I
more.
wish I was.
Paige didn't conjure me to go away until it's time.
Oh, jeez.
You can't resist me.
Oh, jeez. Lovely.
Use her magic without fear of consequence? That's extremely seductive to her.
And so are those pheromones, I bet.
Especially when used by evil.
We gotta figure out a way to vanquish this guy.
Yeah, but how?
Very
She made
lustful,
him
isn't it?
invincible.
Then why not make him real? Break
Make him
our
a real
magical
boy?
bond. At will. You're free. Unchallenged.
Like,
Loved.
you know, own it! Own
Why
it, girl!
Vincent?
You don't remember? The name of your first love. A boy who promised you the world.
Oh.
So we do something. They'll try to stop us, won't they?
Oh, man. Paige Loki playing The Sims here, isn't she, in a sense?
More worried about them exposing you.
Yeah, but
Look, son. I'm not gonna let you hang here, okay? Now come on, you got an aunt to save.
Oh, my heart. Heart. My heart.
Thanks, Dad.
What are you doing?
Seeing how much I feel.
You could just prick yourself again.
I was good though, right?
At least you'd feel that.
I'm real. I can't believe it.
Oh shit.
Right on time.
My aim is to please. Where's Paige?
I'm gonna give her a blonde wig as
You know,
well.
of course, that she can't be a part of this. Not directly. They are, after all.
Oops, I missed.
Nice. Like, y'all are not winning here.
And I'm not quite sure how I feel about that.
Blow him up. Huh?
You can't. I'm not real. Remember?
I'm betting on if Mr. Right is real, then so are you. Just do it.
He was like, wait, what? Just like, whooshed. Just like that. He's like, wait, what?
Memory. Wouldn't testify. Go figure.
Leo.
But magic was already exposed, so I had to do something.
Yeah, he's cleaning up.
You know, you're a good father.
Yeah.
You two need to get back together,
Thanks.
I'm just saying.
Just yet, if you're anything like me, and I have a sneaking suspicion that you are, you might get into a little bit of trouble out there.
Well, if I'm anything like you, I can handle it. Right?
Kind of wish he was, you know, gonna stick around, but yeah.
Take care.
Same wavelength, right? It's kind of sad. I mean, understandable, but kind of sad, isn't it? With, yeah. But, no, I mean, I did feel like I, you know, enjoyed that, like, iteration of, like, using them to write, situation. Yeah, I like that a bit more, so yeah. But yeah. It is a shame that he's not going to stick around, but it's, you know, understandable to why he can't stick around and all of that. So, yeah. Plus, I'm sure if he's anything like Paige would probably, I mean, in a sense of, like, there would maybe be that repetition, Paige. I don't know, things might be a bit more complicated in terms of their relationship. I don't know. Some people might like that, like, repetitive nature, like, hey, you like the same things I do, and etc., or you think the same things I do. So, but I know it can be very testing. Because, you know, opposites can attract and all of that. So, and people might prefer that. But yeah, was really, really good stuff this episode. Like, not just in terms of, you know, the whole Mr. Right situation, but also the Daryl situation as well. But even, like, you know, focusing on Paige in this episode in regards to, you know, just juggling so much at the minute, and wanting to kind of utilize magic as a ways to kind of give herself a bit of a break, really. I felt like this, you know, usage of Mr. Right was, I'd say, a lot more interesting to delve into. Obviously, it was still a wrong way for Paige to go. I mean, we always reflect on the fact that, you know, conjuring up, you know, what people would deem a sex toy and all of that, and you know, someone who, I guess you could say, doesn't have real or real feelings and all of that, which is kind of, you know, heartbreaking to say. It's always a very, very I guess someone would say unethical approach to step into, really. So it's especially with the fact that there has been a precedence before, as I mentioned, you know, compared to the other episode with Mr. Right. You know, this one had a lot more enjoyability, I would say. But still, like I said, there are still some, you know, questionable ways, like the fact that you're entertaining this idea anyways in the first place, when one, there has been a precedence on how it's a big no-no, isn't it? And also with the fact that with the situation of misusing your powers, it's kind of like a little bit of a rub in the face of Phoebe, isn't it? I mean, obviously there is the whole situation in the background of, you know, Paige, she's been juggling so much, so many eggs in one basket, etc., etc. So of course she needs a little bit of a pick me up, I guess. So, but like I said, I feel like for Paige, whilst the story itself and, you know, the complications, especially with the two Vincents, you know, whilst that was really, really great, I do feel like you know, this was for Paige a bit of a no-no. So yeah. But you know, it, like I said, it's understandable, and it's understandable to why, you know, she's feeling a bit cooked at the minute. So yeah, and at least with this iteration of utilizing the whole Mr. Right story, it did create a bit of an interesting element, especially when it came to the idea of creating a darker version. And you know, you put all the good into one version, and then what all the, I guess, darker attributes, all of the more, you know, negative sides into another. And it's just really, really interesting to see how, like, those desires can you know, put a bit of a detriment to Paige, to the point where, you know, she is feeling the lust when it came to Dark Vincent. So that's it. You call light Vincent Dark Vincent. So yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's not just, you know, those, you know, desires just being very, very strong. I mean, they do stem from Pages. It's so alluring, isn't it? So, and it's not exactly like it's the first time that, of course, a Charmed One has veered towards, you know, darker desires and all of that. But because of the fact that she's essentially poured all of her, like, sentiments and thoughts and all of that into Mr. Right, twice, I guess, in this case, it can be so easy to agree with Dark Vincent, isn't it? Because she's got all of those repressed emotions and all of that. So, you know, when he was speaking to her about, when Dark Vincent was speaking to her about her, like, views about, you know, the Charmed Ones, essentially, you know, holding her back from that freedom and all of that. That was what she's thinking subconsciously. There's a little bit of those, like, repressed thoughts, but she wants to do good at the end of the day. She wants to and I guess that really that really encompasses what, well, the whole, how the whole situation began with in the first place, with her, you know, conjuring up Vincent, because she didn't want to make a fuss. She knows how Piper is currently occupied with magic school. Phoebe's on the bench magically, and deep down, yeah, it can be very, very tiring and all of that, but she doesn't want to make a fuss. She wants to step up and all of that. So because who else is going to at this moment? So and, you know, that's speaking from the goodness of her heart. There is that selflessness there, but at the same time, she can't ignore the fact that it is tiring her and all of that. So no, at first I thought we were going to get a situation where you remember when Prue was getting exhausted about with her astral projection, and there was it's kind of similar, isn't it, when it comes to Paige creating a darker version of Vincent as well. There's those hidden desires and all of that, isn't there? But that's where I thought things were going to go at first, and then we were like, oh, so that's why she's exhausted. So because of the fact that she's carrying so much, that you wouldn't even blame her if she was actually fatigued and all of that. So, but I guess this is a way to kind of cope, take her mind off things, relax, etc. in her own ways, I guess, with Vincent. But like I said, at the same time, I wouldn't have been surprised if they reused that kind of element from Prue being exhausted in season 3 for Piper's wedding, I think it was. And they applied it here, especially with what's happening at the minute with Piper, with Phoebe. So, yeah. So I really, really thought that it was, like I said, it was a very interesting situation to explore, I guess, the mentality for Paige. I mean, yeah, like I said, maybe not the right way to go about it because, again, there has been a precedence before in regards to Piper, and B, it's kind of like a rub in the face. So, but in terms of the narrative and all of that, and just the enjoyability of the episode, I felt like it was pretty great stuff. So, I did have a lot more like fun when it came to this, I guess, incarnation of Mr. Right. So, yeah. But like I said, there was other aspects as well. I mean, I also gotta say, I loved the wholesome elements with Chris and Leo. There's finally been that acceptance, especially from Chris's side from calling him dad, which is just really great. But yeah, with that said, I mean, with Daryl, I can't blame him. I mean, yeah, it does suck. It does suck that he is not wanting to partake in the activities of the Charmed Ones, looking out for them, making some kind of leeway so exposure doesn't come. But yeah, I don't blame him for cutting himself out of the whole situation entirely. He's going to try and suppress it as much as possible because he remembers at the end of the day, and it's understandable. He doesn't want to put his family through that shit again. So he can't, free Chris, for example. He can't do any kind of shenanigans that might put him at exposure. The best he can do is just play by the book, and ignore any cries for help, really. So it's sad. It hurts. Yeah, sure. But it's understandable as well. Yeah, with the last episode in mind, you can't really blame him for this switch in mentality because he's always going to look out for his family. And I know it sounds selfish, but he's going to look out for himself as well. But of course, if you remember the last episode, you'll understand why. So, because I would probably be in the same boat. I mean, that shit would be freaking terrifying. So I would be in the same boat, really. But yeah, and then of course Leo and Pipe get back together. I'm just saying it. That's all. That's my thoughts summarized with Piper and Leo. Just get back together, okay? I don't care. I don't care about any kind of elder shit. I don't care. Okay, just get back together. Like officially, please. Just yeah. But it was also really great for the whole Phoebe having a bit of an identity crisis. So yeah, because I mean, it is a bit of a struggle, really, and Vincent helping her out was wonderful. Helping her find her footing there, but yeah, it was really great that we were having Phoebe having a bit of an identity crisis, thinking that magic is all she is, really. Even on some stuff that don't really utilize magic, like, you know, the physical aspects of her in terms of kicking ass, like the advice. I mean, yeah, being an empath kind of enhanced that. It was like a little cheat sheet, really. But it always comes from here. It always that's it for Phoebe. So, but it does make sense as well. With how reliant she was, and you know, it's gonna absolutely crack her, isn't it? So, but I am, you know, really grateful that they did touch up upon that. So, as well as the fact that she was, of course, still able to help out in terms of the magical department, even if she doesn't have her powers, she's still able to help out. She can still show that, you know, she can kick ass, she can vanquish, etc. So, yeah, but yeah, it was like I said, really great episode. Obviously, with Paige's situation, what you'll have, you'll be, you know, wagging the finger like, no, you don't do that. But I like how they did it, if that makes sense. Especially with the split dynamic of the two Vincents, I guess. So, and how that really stemmed from Paige's mentality, really. So, but no, enjoyable stuff this episode. So I will see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. You can check out my videos on the right if you want to check out more of my content. You can also subscribe to my media feed and channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Hope you guys take care, and I will see you guys next time. Toodles!